of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
How could you do that when a great deal of what the elite's children and their forefathers and mothers have learned from African and Native Americans?
At the feet.
That's right.
From the feet, from the root, from the ground, and built themselves up.
I laugh because you mentioning that. Looking back through the historical content of things, when the Caucasians brought us here, they always had the mammy. The mammy raised all the babies, and they loved the mammy more than they loved their Caucasian mother, because mammy took care of them, fed them, spoke to them, taught them, and everything. They said, we love, and we make a joke now about the mammy, but the mammy the mammy played an important role.
Oh, yeah.
But they made a caricature that as time went on through the racism now.
Through racism.
Man, look at the big mammy, Miss Butterworth, all those things now, they show you, man was the big woman. And we call her the big mama now in the inner city community, but she helped hold the family structure together. Even for their families.
Yeah, she was the nurturer.
For them.
She was the nurturer for them. Now they make fun of nurturing. They dismiss it like it's something, that's real twisted, isn't it? To dismiss the idea of nurture, what the nurturer is.
If you say it's twisted, it's only because the people who manifest that is twisted.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? When I grew up in the projects in Newark, man, we had Caucasians in Hayes homes. We had Caucasians, we had Jews, we had Russians, we had all kinds of people, all businesses all around Newark was flourishing. Before black folks, Africans, got tired of the racism that was being affected through the police department. Their thugs would come out and they would do all kinds of things to you. And like I said, little be known that they're headed back in that direction.
Oh, yeah.
They can't see it yet because they ain't paying attention, but we're headed back in that direction. When you will not educate, and when I'm talking about educate, I'm not talking about in public school education.
Yeah.
I'm talking about living life education.
Right.
Universal truth education, to where a man can learn to be of the free. Ahezaah for real. Huh? I see that coming back. You got these thugs out here looking to hunt these young boys down, or these young men down in these gangs, or just hanging out on the corner, or these guys who ain't got nothing in life to do but to sit back and drink wine or alcohol or what have you and make noise at night. You understand? I used to drive around late at night. Sometimes, I feel like going. Sometimes I'd take my wife out and, 2 or 3 in the morning, we take a ride, just ride around, ride different places and come back home, and, go to bed, maybe get something to drink or something. It was relaxing.
Right.
It didn't matter that it was 1, 2, 3 o'clock at night, especially being that you was in your car. Now, I dare not do that, because when I go out, I have guys, man, following me just looking for trouble. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
And they're so threatening. Because now they want to take this city, they want to make this city right for certain people to come back to it and take it back. Huh? And our people think, oh, well, they ain't gonna move me out of my place. When they take your jobs and take your rent up so high that you can't pay it, you will move.
That's right.
See, they're not stupid. I mean, in the sense of how they going about doing things, they're stupid for defying Allah and doing it. But this cheap building material they using for these houses that they don't plan to stand no more than 40 years, Their plans in the long term is for these houses to fall down, become dilapidated, and then you get out.
Right.
And then they build new firm houses for the people that they have, brought in. They call that gentrification.
Right.
They're gonna move the people out. They already broke Newark down halfway.
Right.
From 450 some odd thousand to 275 or 175,000 or whatever it is.
And they're about to take the census again, coming up in 2010, to count how many people are in the city.
Still in Newark.
Oh yeah.
I never take them census.
Yeah, but they get enough to know.
Yeah.
And they got ways of knowing without even coming to knock on your door. A lot of times they knock on your door because they want to look in your house. And you don't know who's taking those census. They going around trying to check the community.
Sure.
Exactly.
You know? But it's a heavy thing. I mean, and black folks, African Americans in Newark are still afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, they play tough. They play like they King Kong or Godzilla. But look at the city council. They scared as could be.
Yeah.
They are afraid as could be. They will say nothing about what's going on. And then they give you a few minutes. I never go up there and plead my case. They go up there and give you a few minutes and they shut you out, especially if you're talking about something with substance.
Right.
Yeah.
And they call that fair and just. Oh, we got to give everybody a chance to say something, so we're going to give you 2 minutes to say something.
Right.
And if you can't say all that you want to say in 2 minutes, forget you. Because we really don't want to hear what you say. Why they don't set up a system where somebody that's really saying something, you set that person aside and you bring on a special day and a special forum to hear that so the whole city can hear that whole argument.
Right.
Why they don't do that?
Right.
Because they don't want you to get too much power, too much influence to be heard. Because they got to stay under the control of their master whom they are afraid of. But we as normal citizens, we seen in the day Booker was chosen to be mayor, how certain Jews was running around the city wild. They was so overjoyed they was wild.
Yeah. Couldn't contain themselves.
And today, the 16th of October, they running wild downtown. I don't know what's going on, but I know something good didn't happen for them. But the sad part about it is, I'm not angry with them. More power to them. And I'm quite sure some of them saying, praise be to the Lord, YHWH,
right.
for the good that is given them. I don't begrudge them. Right. You understand? But the thing that's wrong is the racism and how they're doing other people to get what they want and to keep what they want, and then how they got this Caucasian whom Allah spoke of, and I giving the Muslims something real controversial to talk about. How Allah spoke about the blue eyes and all that it would destroy in this day and time in this new chosen city.
Right.
That's their mayor, that guy that's cloaked. Huh?
Yeah.
To take over without any heart, any care, operating just like a Caucasian. Because of what he is. Cold and callous.
The sad part about it, they have this, politics and everything. Now, just like the census, they'll come knock on our door and want to know how many people we have in our house and all those things. But why we have people in power that supposed to speak for us and doing things in our best interest. Wait a minute.
They're afraid.
Why nobody ever stand up and say, okay, when you sell property, we want it listed in the paper. Who the property was sold to.
Right.
Why we can't get an open book to what's going on with the taxpayer dollars.
Right.
We people pay all this money in taxes and do not know where this taxpayer, a lot of that stealing would be eliminated and people knew
what was going
on, and they was given access to that information. And if it wasn't crooked, we would have that access.
And see, that's the kind of public information that needs to be out. Not so much about what's going on in the life of a famous athlete.
Right.
That's what it
Like, well, you an athlete and you making millions of dollars off the United States people, and it is your duty to be an open book for the people. It's that's a lie.
Right.
That is a lie.
Right, because that means everybody with a job should be an open book.
Open book to everybody. But see, the thing about it is what's going on in public government should be an open book.
That should be
and
an
if
open book.
our tax dollars go up into the billions of dollars as they do, why isn't that a special paper isn't sent out to everybody? They can afford it.
Oh yeah.
And because they know that the have-nots only a few will go and research to find out what's going on. And that few, they know they can always shut them down when they go to try to speak on what's going on in the city.
In some smaller towns, they have what they call political action committees. And like in a lot of the different, like I've seen it in Belleville and Nutley, where they do send out newsletters letting those people in that community know what their council people are doing or what they're voting on and stuff like that. But you would think that a large city like Newark or something like that, and you got all this money, all these people, all these different aims and stuff like that.
I was about to jump out of my skin. Hurry up, because you got me about to jump out of my skin. Yeah. You got Belleville and you got Nutley, and I guess you got
But you know what?
What's the whitest town in America?
Yeah.
You know, well that's because they doing that for themselves.
Right.
We talking about racism.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
Not in this city.
Yeah.
Not in Elizabeth. Not in Jersey
worldwide.
City. Not in Baltimore, not in Los Angeles, you know, not in Atlanta, not in those kinds of cities. Come on, brother.
And let me just tell y'all this, because I know that a lot
Yes.
of people don't keep up with. I didn't know that you could even go to different council meetings, even the Essex County Council meeting. Even people in New York, you could go to these different things. Now we're going through a recession, and there's no jobs and what have you. You will be surprised how many millions. I'm not talking about 100,000. I'm talking about millions of dollars they'll spend for a flower garden at a park.
Yeah.
We don't have no idea how they waste our money. And it ain't like Branchbrook Park. Remember that time we went?
Yeah.
They put so much money over there for a park, and you have people that can't, that can't get employment, where that money could be invested on hiring people somewhere.
You don't have enough power. That's what I'm talking about. Even going to those meetings, you don't have enough power. Listen, nothing was done for Newark until the riots came.
Right.
You got to just about riot before you get anything done. Nothing was done for Newark till the riot came. Okay, so when the riot came, they said, okay, we got to get a black mayor. Let a black mayor. Let them have that city run. Come on, we'll come back in 40 years. 40 years to them is nothing. We'll come back. But they've been trying to come back for 20 years already. And they're still having a hard time getting back, because every time they will get back, something would happen. Now they put up these billions of dollars where the mayors had messed up the money, so they didn't got them and locked all them up, locked up people for doing that, right? And then they got the Jews coming in who were not afraid of anybody. You know, as long as they got a power base, they're militants, militia behind them. Newark militia is their militia now.
Yeah.
You understand? So they going to come in and they going to do whatever they going to do. Okay? And they going to set the table for people to come. And then the have-nots who are happy about getting the government in that's in there are going to be moved out. I don't care how much voting they do. The table was set a long time ago, back in 1980, 83, I think, when the federal government determined that, okay, we're going to send this money down and we're going to do this with Newark. Newark is the chosen city. Out of 5 cities they had selected, Newark was the chosen city. I know because I was at the meeting. I'm not just talking. I was guarding the meeting with the door open. You hear me? And the thing about it is that the people in general are not going to change this. That's why getting off of this political concept of the conversation, we need to get Ahezaah's message across about becoming whole of it.
Right.
That's my purpose. Yes. To get this message for the people to be saved. Forget about the politics and what have you. They're going to find a way to do whatever they're going to do regardless. You know, unless you get a man of faith and fear of the Lord and belief and wisdom that you can support to get into the top seat to steer this thing in a direction where it needs to go. You understand? But you know how they say you got to take care of home first.
Right.
If you don't take care of this house that you live in, then you can forget about being blessed in life. And I'm not talking about just blessed by just having money or a position. I'm talking about truly blessed by the reality of being.
Man's peace.
Yes.
Yeah, where there is
Where
peace.
there's peace, yeah.
Because people know.
The peace of
you know,
mind, the peace of heart.
Ahezaah is something else, you know. Ahezaah said, fret not over what I give the disbelievers. And we don't look deeply into that. See, a lot of people, especially young people, they look at cars, money, you know, the
Because
material
that's where
thing.
we're steered by the racists
Right,
to look at.
that's another
We're steered
structure
there
that
by
they
the
give
racists.
us. And they never look at, you know, Ahezaah is, to me, funny. Because Ahezaah now is constantly sends its warning and signs to the people if they would but take heed. All these celebrities got all these issues, and they're not, and Ahezaah is not letting them cover it up
anymore.
like they used to. So now they're showing the young people, oh, you think this person is all that? Well, this person's an alcoholic. This person's a drug abuser. This one OD and killed himself because he took too much drugs. This person got all kind of mental problems like Holly Berry. Black women, everybody wanted to be a Holly Berry, and then they find out that she one slice of bread away from a loaf of a picnic table. But she just
What did she just say? What did you just say? You're not getting away with that one. One slice of a bread for a picnic table. I can read, but I can't read right.
You know, but she's insane. You know what I'm saying? And she has problems. See, and now Ahezaah sending signs to people if they but take time to pay attention that's not the peace. That's not the peace. Some of that is more hell than we have on the regular trying to make ends meet. You know, they live in hell.
Like that white, what's her name? Not Christine Aguilera, the other one. Britney Spears, the Britney Spears, and all those people in the
they have problems.
you wouldn't want to trade places with those people. It's
Oh,
not
no,
even
people still would.
People still would.
They don't
Let me
care.
say, wait. Let me go back
That
into
grass
my
is greener.
mind from way back when people used to say, I'd rather rule in hell than to serve in heaven.
Yeah.
And that's what's going
I thought
on.
that was just a saying.
They ruling in hell. Different people you talking about is in hell. Hell is in them, and they are in hell, and they ruling with the power. Look, you know, I look at ESPN a lot. They are the most racist group of people. Now, how is it that they are allowed to come on as sportscasters and degrade people's personal lives so much? Now, Brett Favre, he had a drinking problem.
And a prescription drug problem,
And
too.
now, how much did they blow that up? How much did they try to castigate? Not that I don't like Brett Favre. He's all right. I like him as a person that I see on television, but he's a Caucasian. Right. They ain't blow that up. And there's many others of them that has had problems in general. They're people in general with a lot of problems. Right. Why is it only the African Americans are always top shelf news for their breakdowns when they know that these young men are raised, with faults, given faults purposely? They don't know how to maintain themselves. $1 billion ain't gonna make a person change his mentality.
Right.
And then they sit these young racists up there now. I mean, they got young athletic racists. And I wonder, did people know that they were racist while they were playing the game? All them guys talking about, I love you, just like this boy just retired from the Giants. His wife messed them all up. Straight hands. You know, I mean, he's so in love with the Caucasians, but, you know, what is he doing to help? What is people like them, what are they doing to help re-educate these people? And I'm not talking about just the 3 R's.
Right.
reading, writing, arithmetic. What are they doing to come together to form some kind of educational foundation to go into these communities of their own races, their own kind, to help them people come up to par?
Yeah.
But it's dog eat dog. I'd rather rule
that's
in
the
hell
sad
than to serve in heaven.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
And it's especially degrading to our people because our people, as much examples we had of people that have fallen, these guys that are in those positions to make those changes, they don't band against it. Look here, brother.
They're in position to say something.
They won't even do that.
They won't even say
that.
anything. They know how.
See a
Just
brother
like
falling.
they talk about
Right.
this brother who got the drinking problem for Dallas right now.
Jones.
Jones, yeah.
Pac-Man Jones.
Right.
With him running around with the name Pac-Man should tell you got a problem. Grown man running around calling himself Pac-Man. Come on. You know the man got a problem. You know, why don't you address it properly instead of saying the politically correct thing on television? Because their masters would take their jobs from them.
Yeah.
They would lose their money and be thrown into oblivion, and they know it.
Right.
But now, see, the question coming now again: where's the sacrifice in the stand up?
There is no
for the
sacrifice.
greater good. Now
There is no sacrifice.
they don't. That's when Ahezaah say, "You're gonna stand for this." That's why all these people that in the position, like you said, Holy Apostle, that from the political to the sports, have the opportunity, have the platform now, and the position and the status to say, "Look here, this is wrong." Who was hiding Michael Jordan?
Right.
Have I heard the brother spoke out about anything
No.
of substance?
Nothing.
You know, because they got him under wrap and lock because of his father's passing. You know,
Oh,
the
there was
gambling
something
debt,
behind
all
that.
that.
But let me tell you something. Back to what we know, they only let a certain kind of people through the door. I've gotten through doors, man, in my life, and they didn't know I was coming. That's why I said nobody in Hollywood can act better than me,
Right.
because my act had to be in life for real. And Ahezaah have taken me places to see things and to hear things that they really did not want me to know. And here I sit, and they say, "Oh man, what the hell? We trained them, we brought them in, we let them see this here and that there." You feel me?
Yes.
But had they known who I was and would become, they would not have let me through the door.
Right.
See, you gotta know when to hide your intelligence, hide your smarts, hide your abilities, and play that old Sammy boy, and not step out of place at the wrong time,
Yes.
and maintain your dignity and come and do something about what you done found out. See, I remember Elijah Muhammad used to talk, and I had a lot of questions about what he was saying. And you know who erased those questions? Caucasians erased them when I went to the military.
Yeah.
They erased it. I said, "Dang, Elijah telling the truth." I mean, why they hate me and they don't know me? Why they hate me and I ain't did nothing to them? Why they hate me and I'm being good to them? They just hate me because of my skin?
You go deeper than that.
Maybe they hate me because
Well,
they just think they got
the
a
ones
right
that
to.
I've seen,
Because of this.
they judge by the skin and hate. That's what Martin was talking about. Judge me not by the color of my skin. They judge you by the skin first, and then they go and try to prove that you are ignoramus, a nigger. Sorry, Sharpton, but I ain't in New York. I'm just, just so that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Point well taken. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. They
Yes.
look at that skin
Yes, sir.
first, but if you a fool,
Yes, sir.
they just look at you like they,
No.
they look at you a little less than they dog. But if you a fool, they don't care. But if
They
you
elevate
are
the fools. I see.
intelligent,
They elevate the
oh
fools.
yeah, they use the fools against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they can.
If they
But
can.
I know what you're talking about. If you're
But-
so foolish and they can't do nothing with you, they don't
I mean,
they ain't worry about you.
But when you come to them and they see that there's no intimidation and that you could stand and look them in their eyes, you ain't one that
No,
Old
dear, no,
master?
dear. It's more than that. You got to express
No,
more
I
what
mean-
you're saying
I mean,
because I
say-
know what you're saying is more than just
Yes.
intimidation.
It's-
When they see that you are
Aware.
aware
That's what I'm saying.
of truth,
You're right.
of them, of you, of self,
Right.
of the world, of universality, of the hidden secret agents and governments. When they know that you are one that are aware, regardless if you look them in the face, because like I said to you before, there's a lot of Caucasians, a lot of big men at the top that I will not look in the eyes, so much so because they too afraid. You look them in the eyes and they know that you know they gon' man. It's like a cat you put in the corner.
Scratch their way out.
They will try to kill you coming out. You don't want to make them too afraid of you.
Right. But they're the ones that they know
When
that
they
are
know you
not
know.
the ones they know they would never let you sit with them.
Well, let me say it like this here.
Not comfortably.
Yeah, let me say it like this here, because I got to take this to another level. You know, we not dealing with them Newark Muslims.
No, we're not.
When they know that you know, they try to keep you close to them. They will
Right.
let you sit with them. They'll let you sit with them in certain circles to see if they could break you.
Right.
See if they could get you to join them. See if you will compromise yourself to
Right.
come and be a part of them. And once they can get something on you
That's right.
that's not right, then they will use a tactical element of blackmail.
Yeah.
The threat. Okay, I got this on you now. You're going to be my man or I'm going to ruin you.
Yeah.
You understand? And our people fall into that category all the time. Politicians especially.
Yeah.
How you going to be a reverend, a minister for the Lord Most High, and then go into politics of the devil?
Yeah. Definitely.
Knowing that politics have always been enemies of the Lord.
Yeah.
Huh? State, that's why they say state and religions can't be mixed.
That's right.
Huh?
Yes.
You don't have true men of the Lord trying to mix the politicians with them. You had the politicians trying to mix the men of the Lord with them so they could get the people. With this world falling down as it is today, people are turning to religion in droves. I mean, no matter what their walk of life is, they're returning in droves because they're afraid. And they say, if we can get the religious people, then we got the people.
So where they go right into now, to the houses of worship now.
And they're not changing their ways at the top. Every person that go into politics gotta change.
Gotta change.
That's where right. The compromise come in.
Yeah.
You know,
Or be compromised.
all the compromise already. With that being said, I hear the music playing on. You know, this has been an Ahead moment that comes with a storm. We hope that you enjoyed what you heard this evening.
We want to welcome that New
We want to
York
welcome that New York audience again, you know, and
Hopefully
tune in.
Too fiery.
You know, I believe it was a great introduction, or reintroduction, or reintroducing ourselves as an Ahead moment organization and the program. With that being said, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, Holy Spirit, Mother Rabbit Saleem,
Of
Hellside
you
Killer,
want to do things right, to keep up with keeping your lives tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you